This is a weekly recap on Gbpcad for first week of September. So let's get started. I had the analysis for this, and basically, these are the key levels that I had from the analysis, and we were just gonna play the ranges as they came to us, and did anticipate this move up, and then anticipate the move down once the trend line broke. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 proper setups in my eyes, and we'll go through exactly each and every one of them, and we'll go through each day. So market opened on August 30th, 31st. We were consolidating above this zone, and then we had a breakdown. We broke below this zone, and it was a clean 50 pip move. As soon as we broke, I explained this in the daily recap for that day, August 31st daily recap. Saw a retest, right? Saw a retest 50 pips. Retest if you had a 16 pip, 15 pip stop loss above this high. Retest in lower time frame straight down to this level 1.739, and then I said we would come down here, and then if we formed a higher low, we would continue and fill this buy range up here. Exactly what happened. That happened later in New York. Price came down 10 a.m. 2 hours after New York open, pushed up. First we got that 50 pip push up, and then we created higher lows, close above here. Okay, so this move was just a setup for this bull move, right? Clean 50 pips. You see this can go into lower time frame. We can check out that retest. So we got this retest. You see 5-minute candle retest down 50 pips, clean, right? So next move happened on September 1st in London. Price was used, as we said, we bottomed out, created a lower high, higher low and higher time frame, created another higher low and lower time frames, higher low, right? So all these higher lows being formed, and then we knew that once we busted back up above this level, that we were going to continue up. So that did happen. London open, we pushed up, created a high, and then we came back down and retested this level. We retested this level. This was perfect for buys, and then 50 pips up to this zone. Okay, so that was the next move. Below here, could even had it below here, like 17 pips, right? 1 to 3, or even a bit. Could have even been more reserved with that stop loss. But you see how lower time frame. As soon as we came back above this level, we created this high. After forming these higher lows, created the higher high, came back down, retested the level exactly, and that's why we enter when we're actively reacting to these levels. When we're actively reacting to the level, it's a higher probability, and then your stop loss is much lower, right? You could have had a 12 pip stop loss, and then you take profit 50 pips back to this level. Okay, I'm just gonna remove those. So that's the second move, and that was on September 1st. Very clean. This would have been your target because that's the buy range, right? As soon as we broke up above this level, we knew that we were going to go up to this, and then could have had a runner retested pre-New York, and retested, created a higher low, and then we went to create a higher high. Okay, so that's that move. I'm just going to correct this a little bit. So best trade is when it's actively reacting to these levels, right? As we see. Next trade, okay. So we saw this happen. Price created a high, and then the next day at September 2nd, we started closing below this key level, right? 1.7475 basically. Started closing below this level, creating so we had a high, had a lower high, right? Another lower high, more lower highs, create a lower low, right? So, and then now we just begin consolidating down like this. Consolidating down, we see lower time frame making these lower highs, right? So this would have been the next best move, although it's not optimal. This happened at 1:15 a.m., but this was still proper price action. 15 pip stop loss, and then 42 pips, right? So back down to this level, clean range. That happened 1 a.m., 1:15, and then by 15 minutes after London Open, we smashed through this level. That was the third move of the day. Where was this? Yeah, it's right here. third move of the week, sorry. Okay. And then price ended up getting a bit choppy throughout the week. We did break the trend line, retested, created a new low, right? Previous low, this low is lowered, created a lower high. Okay. We went back up, retested the trend line and this level. So when we got back up here, you see price started consolidating. I personally didn't like these because it was not, although it broken this level and broken the trend line, you see how it's still ranging between and above this level, like, right? So I like doing it when it's actively reacting to the levels. And then we saw the next trade on Friday. So I didn't see anything on Thursday worth taking on Gbpcad, but Friday we saw it because Friday we came back up here, retested the trend line, created a lower high in 4 hour. You see that right there? Lower high. This was the previous high, lower high. Yeah, cleared the lower high in 4 hour, and then this would have been the best entry at like 5 a.m. even at 1. So when it's basically closest to this market structure, right? Although it's not touching it, these are the highs, previous highs. So anywhere near here would have been best, and then that would have been a best trade of the week. 170 pips, and your stop loss 15 pips above that market structure, which is perfect, right? If you did miss this, and I'm going to show you what you could have caught instead. So let's say you missed entries up here. You see price breakdown. Now it's broken. Now it's retesting. Same thing that we saw before. Retest, continued down to the next key level. This would have been your first target, right? Because that's market structure. That's a previous low. So that itself, let's just see what happened if you didn't get that entry. But we're always trying to get the most optimal entry. That itself would have been 40 pips, and then bottom 70 pips to the next level. But this would have been best entry up here because that's right at the lower high being formed, right? 4 hour exhausting. 4 hours gonna go and fill this range, and then that 15 pips. Yeah, let's keep it, say 15 pips, 1 to 7 risk reward. Take partials off at this level, right? We saw a reaction here. You see that candle bounce out. So take partials off there, which is 75 pips, and then let the runners run, and you'd get an extra 50 pips off that basically. But yeah, that's Gbpcad. So we saw 4 good moves. Let me show you 4 hour. 4 hour structure looks very clean. You see how it's just flowing level to level basically. Basically this high, I thought we would continue, but since we closed below, you see these candles closing below, and then we continued down, reacting to this level, got kind of messy, and then on Friday fixed itself, reacted to the trend line again, broken trend line, got the retest as we send the analysis, and then we continued down. And then look, we rejected this key level right here, right? So these levels were predetermined from the analysis on that I posted on Saturday. And if you followed, you should have caught some of these trades. But yeah, these are the clean ones. Always a key reminder, leave partials in case of something like this, right? You take positions off here, but you can still get an extra 50 pips. And let's say you got 50 pips here, you took partials, left a runner, you would get an extra 50 pips as well at this high, right? So it's always a key reminder. Same with here. Always just leave partials. Something partial wouldn't have worked here because this was I would have, but it's always good, right? In case something does happen, and like this move, 40 pips, but it would have never come back to your entry. So leaving a runner, create a lower high, and then went to meet a new lower low, right? So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 proper moves, 50 pips, 50 pips, 40 pips, 140, basically 120. So 260 pips, 250, 257 pips, you can even say. And yeah, that's amazing actually on Gbpcad. Not the best week on Gbpcad, but still levels to levels were played out. Broke this level, came down, right? Went back up to this level, rejected it, went up, backed up to broke this level, retested. Now we went back up to here, right? Couldn't complete this range up here. And then we started closing below. What happened when we started closing below? Went down to this level, back down to this key level, right? Broke the trend line, retested, down, created a low, right? came back up, reacted to this level, right? Reacted to this level. Once we found resistance here, came to this key level, back down to this key level here. And then once we broke this key level, we went back down to the next one, which was over here, right? Key levels, so levels working amazingly. You just have to know what you're looking for during the times. These moves were after London, pre-London setup, and then this was after London Open. So yeah, these are the moves. 4 moves, 260 pips on Gbpcad. I will be recording a breakdown for GBP, JPY, and GBP AUD in a bit, and I will upload those along with these.